What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the Marvel edition of the Ragin Nation show. This is just a web series where we're talking about all things matter to me in the world of Marvel films. This is episode number 110, and it's been a while since I did one of these Marvel updates for you guys. I don't know if everybody is aware, but my iMac is down. I don't have an iMac to edit with, and that kind of sucks, but I still got to give you guys these Marvel updates because, well, that's what I do. And also, there's just a lot of news to recap on. So I'm going to do this without any editing, and I hope you guys bear with me. I got all the info that I want to tell you guys on my phone. So let's just do this. Let's do this, and we're going to quickly run through this because watching me without any like editing and, you know, overlays and animations and stuff might be kind of boring. But for those that are interested, let's start by talking about what's going on over at 20th Century Fox. And of course, Deadpool's still relevant. After all, it just went into its 5th weekend of release, and it is still making lots of money. Well, Deadpool, over the last weekend, has just officially crossed $700 million worldwide. That is pretty awesome. It is about to become, and could possibly become, the highest grossing film in the X-Men franchise. Currently, that title is held by X-Men Days of Future Past. And to top things off, domestically, it has done $328 million. That's in North America. And it is on its way, or rather only $22 million away from becoming the second highest grossing R-rated film of North America. The second place spot is currently held by American Sniper, and the first place spot is held by The Passion of the Christ, which is at $370 million. I don't think it'll take #1 spot anymore, but it could possibly and most likely take the #2 spot. So that is pretty awesome. Now, if you love Deadpool as much as I do, you definitely want to watch it again, but you don't have to wait that much longer for it to come out on home video release. After all, it has just been recently announced that on May 20th, the Deadpool Blu-ray and DVD is going to be released. And the great thing is that it's coming out, and we have a date, but unfortunately, there will be no extended version or director's cut. There's been a lot of talk about all the things they have cut out to you know, just make it not go overboard. But apparently that's all going to go in a deleted scenes special feature as opposed to having it integrated into the theatrical release of the film. So there's not going to be any extended cut or director's cut, all right? So what else can we expect from Deadpool? Well, of course, the sequel, Deadpool 2. I'm just going to go over a couple of news and rumors tidbits. Deadpool 2 will not cross over with the X-Men. It just is not going to happen, at least not for a while. I know a lot of fans want Deadpool to cross over to the X-Men, but the thing is that X-Men has a lot of its own stories, and also Deadpool has its own stories as well. As a matter of fact, it's almost like Deadpool has its own universe, because the X-Men story takes place in a different timeline, so that's why that won't be happening, at least not anytime soon. Now, Deadpool 2 has confirmed to, or rather, Deadpool 2 is rumored to feature Domino. Domino is, of course, one of the mutants who is going to be eventually part of X-Force. And she is rumored to be in Deadpool 2, which is going to be pretty awesome because Deadpool 2 has to have Cable in it, and Deadpool and Cable together is going to make a great team. But having Domino in it is also going to be pretty exciting, especially if you're a fan of that character. Now, of course, there's going to be another film which is going to feature Deadpool, and that is X-Force. And there was some talk about whether X-Force is actually going to feature Deadpool or not, or is just going to be Cable and the gang. Well, Deadpool has been confirmed to appear in X-Force. So, pretty awesome stuff. Now, what else is going on over in the world of the Marvel world of 20th Century Fox? Well, let's talk a little bit about Gambit. Gambit is in production right now, principal photography, but Gambit was removed, or rather officially removed, from the 2016 20th Century Fox release calendar. That is because there were delays in the production. They lost the director, and there was other kinds of things that happened. But the great news is that it is being worked on right now. They did remove it from the 2016 calendar, so it's not going to come out in 2016. But I will tell you this about the Marvel Universe in 20th Century Fox. 20th Century Fox has announced that they have 2 untitled Marvel release dates. October 6, 2017 and January 12, 2018. Now, I'm going to go right ahead and say that Gambit is going to be released on October 6, 2017. It kind of makes sense because they originally wanted to release Gambit in the fall of 2016, this year, in November as a matter of fact. But that got removed, so I think the next appropriate time would be, once again, fall, but in 2017. Now, as for the January 12th, 2018 date, I'm pretty positive that's Deadpool 2. After all, Deadpool came out this year in February, so if they're looking for a first quarter release, 2018 is appropriate. And, you know, that's a 2-year gap between films, which is pretty standard for these types of films, all right? So let's move on to talk about Sony. What is going on over at Sony? Well, first of all, Sony is working with Disney to put together a Spider-Man film, which is going to be part of the which is part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and also they're lending Spider-Man to Captain America: Civil War, so that that character can appear in the Civil War story. But they want to have their own franchise. And this is official news now. Sony actually is reviving the Venom Solo film. Remember a little while back there was talks about Spider-Man having, or rather the Spider-Man property having its own cinematic universe. They were going to make more Spider-Man films. They were going to make a Venom Solo film. They were going to make a Sinister Six film that's going to kind of be like their version of the Suicide Squad. They were also going to have possible female versions of Spider-Man, like Spider-Gwen film or a Spider-Woman film and Silk film or whatever, right? They were going to have all of that. They even had the idea of an Aunt May spy film, which was kind of silly in my opinion. But anyways, out of all those ideas, the one thing that's actually moving forward is a Venom Solo film. Now, they have a writer. They got Dante Harper scripting the film. And the Venom film will be completely disconnected from the Spider-Man film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is a little bit disappointing to me. But they want to have this to be their own thing. The Spider-Man character will be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but as for all the other characters, it's going to be their own thing. So there won't be any connection to the Spider-Man, to Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe from Disney. But it's possible that he could be referenced. And we got Sony producers Avi Arad and Matt Tolmach producing. And the intention of this Venom film is to launch a franchise. Now, but my big question is, will this film be rated R? Because after all, R-rated comic book films is now the big thing now. After the success of Deadpool, there's a lot of talk about R-rated films, especially R-rated comic book films. So I'm just wondering, will it be rated R? I think it's appropriate to have it rated R. I mean, if they want to bring in the larger and wider audience, they'll have to make it PG-13. But we kind of saw how a PG-13 Venom looked like in Spider-Man 3. I'm thinking that if they make it rated R, they could totally bring in carnage and have maximum carnage, because that's going to be a very, very edgy film that should be in the R-rated category. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's hope that it is. Speaking of rated R, I think it's important for Disney to address whether they have any plans to make that move. And well, we're talking about Disney here, okay? And the Disney CEO Bob Iger straight out and just mentioned that Disney and Marvel Studios has no plans to make R-rated Marvel films at all. None whatsoever. That is not the direction of their company. We're talking about Disney here. So it's kind of no surprise that they have no plans to do that. No intentions whatsoever, okay? Now, speaking of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, The next film coming out is, of course, Captain America Civil War. And the only thing that there really is to talk about is some minor details about this film and, of course, the marketing. And the only minor detail that I have to mention here that I thought is worth mentioning is that Captain America Civil War will be the longest film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, clocking in at 2 hours and 26 minutes. That beats the first Avengers film by 3 minutes. The original Avengers film was 2 hours and 23 minutes. Civil War is 2 hours and 26 minutes, making it the longest film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So that's great. Lots of action, lots more screen time. A longer running time means that there's going to be lots of stuff. Now, out of that 2 hour and 26 minutes, 15 minutes of the film will be, or rather was shot and will be presented in IMAX 3D. That's really, really exciting. It's 15 minutes, but still, it's going to be a grand 15 minutes. And I have a feeling that it's going to be one of the big battles on the airport tarmac. I think that it's going to just open up the scope of the film, and it's going to be really, really epic. And really, that's all I have to say in this episode. There's a lot going on here. And the big news, in my opinion, is really Sony bringing back Venom. After so many years of talking about it, they're finally doing it. No word on when it's going to be happening, but at least they're working on a script. So things are moving forward. And that's all I have to say in this episode. I apologize for the lack of editing and the lateness of this episode. It should have came a lot earlier, but I've been experiencing obviously a lot of technical difficulties. But anyways, I'll be back with more episodes, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.